I'm curious to hear your thoughts. You made the comment that content is really about, and marketing is really about being human. And I feel like the more that
Right.
B2B brands start embracing these digital platforms, not with like, how do we do this like as a corporation, but how do we
Mhm.
do this as a person? Like, I'd love to hear your like thoughts on how companies can be less like stock photo-y and more
Yeah.
human and true and contextual of these platforms. What's it going to take for them to actually execute that?
I think talking to customers, talking more to your
Gosh,
customers.
if I had a penny for every time a guest said that on our show, I'd be a
Yeah,
rich man.
it's serious. I'm serious. Like I talk to my customers on a monthly basis.
That's great.
Like I think if you're not setting up time, and it depends on where you are in the company and also your role in the company and how big the company is. But heck, if you have sales reps at the company, they should have a good enough relationship to set up a meeting with you if you're the marketer. And they don't even have to be in the meeting. Now, if they don't have a good relationship, that's something to work on that they need to work on. Easier said than done. But there's really good salespeople on the team that can set up those meetings for you. And all you need is like 30 minutes of the customer's time to ask the questions that you need to ask. Why do they do this? Why do they do that? Why them? Why not someone else? Like you can ask a
Yeah.
ton of questions. I mean,
Yeah.
I write them down. I prepare for those meetings when I have monthly, I have quarterly meetings with some of my clients too. Um, and my whole thing is just being a listener, asking them why.
Mm.
Why do they do that? Why do they want that? But then also providing them solutions. And I want to know their industry trends. I want them to know ours too. But my whole thing is coming in more of a consultant, but asking them just a ton of questions. And yeah, I mean, it's all about relationships, right? We talked about that. We talk about how our careers going, families, everything like that, the holidays. So it's more meaningful and impactful, 100%. And I'm not saying, hey, you're going to be their best friend or the therapist if you're the marketer. I'm just saying, like, you
Sure.
get touches and you build relationships, and you don't know where those relationships could go. They might even offer you a job.
Yeah,
It
they
happens.
could.
You
Or
never
refer
know.
you, at least like,
Or refer you. Yeah.
dude, referrals are so big and it
Yeah,
comes
you
down to
might get the
relationship and
referral and the
trust.
salesperson didn't. Like stuff like that happens all the time.
Yeah.
I know
Oh,
marketers that get a ton of business, more than the salesperson. So to me, that's kind of, I don't know if I answered your question, but that's kind of more
no, you
the,
did. I think the simplest thing I think for some people they'd probably be like, "What? It's really that easy?" But it sounds so hard at the same time. It's not a scalable thing, right? It's like
yeah.
to sit
And
down and have those conversations. It happens one by one.
yeah. And I think a lot of times, again, fear. I feel like a psychologist or a therapist every time on LinkedIn because I bring up fear all the time. And I feel like fear is the most dominating negative emotion that stops
Yeah,
us from doing great things. And
100%.
the CEO would be, no, don't reach out to a customer. Don't rock the boat. Fear.
Mm,
Fear of losing the revenue, the client, all that stuff. One,
yeah.
you're not building a relationship. You feel guilty or something else is going on, but you're just too fearful.
Man, it's
So
so
you want to make
simple.
sure that you're aware of the fears. A lot of people don't value emotions. So you want to talk about humanizing it. Let's talk about emotions. Value my emotions. I value your emotions. Like that's kind of just a normal human conversation, right? Talking about fears. So it's so easy to just, oh, no, you need to feel that way kind of thing, right? And I'm going a
Yeah.
little in depth here, but I do think it's very important when we talk about humanizing things. You want to share those fears. You want to share, like, even in content, you want to resonate with people. Everyone is fearful. So to act like you have no fear, it's kind of concerning. That's kind of concerning and a little awkward too, if you really think about it. So in a relationship, you want to just treat it like that, like a relationship. So to me, the way I think about it is talking to the customer is the number one thing, and the thing that stops you from talking to customer. It doesn't matter if you're the CEO, the marketer, the salesperson, is fear. So if
Mm,
you learn to embrace that and deal with that, conquer that fear, and be courageous and push through the fears, like a lot of times, I mean, let's just be real. Like, I'll be vulnerable right now. Like, there's times where I'm like, man, I don't know if I'm going to talk to this customer, like, this might be the last meeting with them kind of thing. I show up, they're like so fired up, appreciated all the ways we've gone above and beyond, are ready to write a customer review. All this stuff I made up in my mind.
Dude,
I was like, I made all this stuff in my mind. Lies that I believed in. So I don't want to keep going down this because I know I can go on a rant, but it's so true. And all your customers want to do is talk to someone, especially during these days. They just need a friend, but they just need that connection. All humans need connection. So to me, it's like squash those fears, take the action. That's my thing. And that's what's helped us to grow our company. That's what helped us to grow pretty much relationships personally.
Man.
And sharing those things like I just shared right now on video.
That's a mic drop, bro. You went so meta, but that is so true. I mean, at the core of it, like marketing and content creation and all of that, communication, it's all about relationship. It's all about understanding people. That's what makes marketing. Good marketing is effective when you understand people and you care for people.
100%.